the main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, 3-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys. And folks, he had to take yesterday off because he was trying to figure out how to become a ski jumper. You know what I mean? Dale Hellestray, everybody.
Good morning, Stephen. How are you? You are
great.
so happy today.
Well, you're back.
Is it because it's Friday?
Yes.
Is it because you had such a good day yesterday without me?
Yes.
I think because nothing went wrong yesterday afternoon.
Well, sort of did.
Your boy gets voted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, with no shocker.
You didn't stay up late enough to watch the Suns blow a 14-point
I did
lead.
not. I fell asleep. Not going to lie to you. I missed the ending of that. They had the big enough lead, and I went, you know what? Going to bed. And woke up this morning to the surprise.
Yes.
Yep.
Is it Scotty Scheffler not being in the top 50?
He struggled yesterday. I saw his beautiful chip shots that kept rolling back to him. I actually had it on. I had it on here. ESPN Plus is streaming it.
Yeah.
The whole event. And then they go to the regular coverage and everything. So I had it on here yesterday. I was watching it while you were out there. And how was the crowd yesterday?
It was a lot. It was a lot for a Thursday.
So I know somebody that was out there on a Wednesday. Pro-Am gets people, but no. And he said it felt like a normal Thursday, Friday type crowd.
Yeah, there was a lot of people, and we got out there around 10 o'clock. And
oh, you could have come in here.
It was a lot of people for that early, and then only obviously got more and more as the day went along.
And today, same thing. It'll be slow all morning. I used to go on Fridays in the corporate world, and it was like 11 o'clock noon. It was like, where do all these people come from?
Yeah.
Everybody cuts out of work a little bit early. Weather was nice, obviously.
A little breezy.
Yeah,
I think that's
did
why
the wind die down?
scores. Towards the very end it did, but middle of the day it was pretty windy.
Yeah, and they didn't finish the round yesterday.
We were out. I think it moved at a pretty slow pace because the wind was going pretty good.
Yeah.
We were at 17. You talked about Scotty Scheffler's chip shots. It was amazing, some of the shots that we saw on 17 that were not real good.
So you were sitting down. You're the Bay Club, so you were sitting down by the green.
Yes.
So you got to see them with the wind. Which way is the wind blowing? Were guys able to drive onto the green, or were they just laying it short?
I'd say 2 or 3 guys barely made it on the green, but a lot of guys lay up right in front.
Yeah, but if you had the wind at your back, you can roll it up there and control it.
And then the pin was back right, looked like on a little ledge that nobody could get it close to.
Back right.
I mean, the thing is, the 3 guys who we saw hit the green, it was a long way away from the pin. They all, 2 of them 3-putted, one guy 4-putted.
Ooh, I did see that. I saw a guy struggling with the putt yesterday.
Yeah.
Now, do they make that easier as the weekend goes on to try to drive those scores down, or do they just keep? Because usually on Saturday they make the pin placements very difficult.
Well,
on 17, they'll put it in that back left corner where you got to worry about the water behind it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But the thing that stood out to me was, I mean, it's probably anywhere from a 30 to a 50-yard pitch shot for the guys who weren't hitting the green.
Okay.
And there were guys, barely getting on the green. There were guys shaking it to the right.
That's what I saw. I saw a lot of guys, and I was like, man, are guys struggling?
Yeah.
Like, is there something out there on the course? Is it the weather? Is it just beginning of the season blues there? I was shocked at that. But even then, the leader, we all had this down. Chris got her up.
Yeah, you didn't put any money down on it?
My mortgage on him. You see him to continue. Ends up being -8. His odds to win after leading. Now, like I said, first round didn't actually finish yesterday. They're going out here right about now. They're starting to resume their first round. The guys that didn't get that, but his odds to win are +300.
Yeah.
So no, I did not put money on him.
No, if he's leading and he's still, because again, I think he went out early yesterday.
He was the early guy,
so he didn't hit all the wind that the afternoon wave kind of did.
So did the wind get worse? Because it was windy in the morning.
It was not. It was fine until about 10ish,
and then it really picked
and then
up.
Started picking up. And I'd say between noon and 2:30, 3 o'clock, it was blowing pretty good.
Because I expected it to die off as the day went on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the morning the flags were like just teetering back and forth.
Right.
From what I saw, and with the warm wind, with all the warm weather we're having, greens firm, not soft.
It definitely looked. Again, we just saw 17.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
And
they're all going to be the way 17.
It looked like a very innocuous pin position, but it was. And unless you're within about 3 feet, you really didn't see anybody make a putt either.
Really?
So
Yeah, that was course wide from what I saw yesterday. ESPN Plus has this thing where you could follow specific groups. It has specific hole pairings, and it just seemed like yesterday was one of those days where a lot of guys were struggling. So right now, Chris Gotterup's in first place, -8. -6 is second place here. Sam Stevens, Matt Fitzpatrick there at second. The Bornson, Michael, there's 5 under, along with Hargard, and then Cootie at -5 as well. Then you get down into, if you're not a golf fan, you go down, you have to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll to get to somebody else you've heard of, if you're not a golf fan.
right.
In terms of, regular guys. Matsuyama, -3 here. He tees off at 7:53 a.m., it looks like, for him. But, yeah, then you go Max Homa, tied for 28th at -2. Victor Hovland's right there. You got to keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, Dale. Are we going to see some big guys, some big names miss this guy?
Well, I have a feeling you might. You might.
Ooh, that's going to just – now, a lot of people go out there to not watch golf. I get that. But, yeah, you're not – all the guys you're going to want to go see. You saw J.J. Spawn. We took his name out of the running late yesterday. The J.J. Spawn wasn't out there. You didn't even notice.
No.
Yeah. J.J. Spawn withdrew. There's speculation because he missed the cut in Hawaii, didn't play well in the one in San Diego, and then he withdrew basically like hours before his tee time yesterday.
Huh.
Speculation is he's going to live golf.
Really?
It's got to be that or he's injured, right? Because he's had a terrible start to the season.
Yeah, I have not heard his name at all with Live Golf.
Yeah, no, that's the rumors when he withdrew yesterday. It was what? So there's my buddy's Thigala. He's -1. He got the sponsors exemption. Absolutely fantastic kid. And from Pepperdine back in the day. Amateur, almost won this tournament a few years ago. He's playing well there, -1 as well. But you get down there, man. It wasn't a good day yesterday. So who's going to make the run today is the question.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I was kind of tempted yesterday to put a little money on Scheffler.
Just because?
Yeah, I just can't believe that he'd have 2 bad days.
Yes.
I could see him coming out and shooting -6, -7 today.
Yeah, a lot of evens. Ricky Fowler was even. Yeah, you could see him go on a run. Just fix your chip shotting issues.
Yeah, because it's not like anybody ran away with it. Not like 4 guys out there -11.
Xander Schauffele also even yesterday. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, he looked like he was chipping like I do, just digging it into the grass. Bad form, I guess you would say. And normally, if a golfer does that once, they fix it instantly.
Yeah.
Nope. Did it again. Did it on another hole. And it's just, so that, to me, that's a mental thing more than it is anything else. Because they normally, if they have a miss hit, they can fix it pretty quickly
right.
and get it settled in. And he just could not get it at that point. So maybe the program was too much for him.
I don't know. It was fascinating because I'm sure you know what 17 is like, but you have that bunker right in the middle of the fairway.
Yep.
That's probably about 60 yards from the green.
Yep. So you either have to clear it or lay off.
And probably 3 or 4 guys hit into it, and not one of those guys hit the green with their second shot.
Really? So a lot of guys aim for that bunker.
Yeah.
Because that way they don't have to worry about the roll and getting on the green in a weird spot. So they aim for it and get out of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's something with that course then if everybody's struggling. Maybe it was the wind. I'm
It
not saying it's the course, but there's something environmental
Right.
out there that guys were struggling from that side. But, yeah, woo! The other sponsors exemption, Charlie Hoffman, +2 for him on in that round as well. So, not good. Not good. Brooks Koepka, by the way, +4. Did you see him come through yesterday? Or did you stay late enough to see him?
I didn't. We didn't. We left at about 4:30.
I tried to find out how the crowd was with him, and nobody really said anything. I didn't see anything. So that tells me people probably left him alone.
Yeah, probably fairly warm reception.
Yeah. But he was late in the day, too, so you don't know who even noticed he was rolling through and stuff like that. But he does tee off at 8:04 this morning, +4 for him going into this round as well. So,
well, it should be a fun weekend. I have for today and tomorrow, or for the young at heart and people who don't mind getting banged around as they're trying to walk from place to place.
It's so bad.
Yes.
did all the porta potties, waiting in line at the porta potties that are disgusting.
I used to love a Friday or Saturday, but
I've only been on Saturday once, and that's because I had to go for a work thing. Other than that, I always went Friday.
yeah.
I love getting there early on a Friday because there are very few people there. And like I said, around 11 noon, it just gets packed. And everybody starts showing up. Everybody does a half day and shows up. And then,
Yeah.
you get home late. And then Saturday, just that's for the youngins. That's for the crazy people. And then Sunday, you show up. I get there early, and because it's slow pickings and it's me and all the old people showing up really early. And then we just hang out. And then you watch the winners come through. Nice casual day. Gets done around, 2:30, 3 o'clock. Boom, head home, done to go. Unless there's an over. I remember one time I went into extra holes.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're still leaving. We got Super Bowl to go
Yeah,
watch.
you can watch it. You can watch it on TV.
Yeah, I was like, I don't care, and stuff like that. So that's how I do it too. Like we're so old now, but even when I was younger, I never went on Saturdays. One time I had to go on a Saturday because I had customers going on a Saturday, so I had to go with them. Luckily, we were in 16, so we were in at least a suite, so we didn't have to mingle out there with the hordes of people. But it was still like, what am I doing here with all these people? Yeah, enjoy your COVID, folks.
Wow.
I did see a video of the merch trailer
Oh.
wrapped around the building.
Oh. When we were, I have a friend who gives me a ride in a golf cart.
I wasn't going to advertise it. You have special treatment out there.
But we were driving by the tent, and it's like
Yeah.
you couldn't see the end of the line.
Yeah, they said it wrapped around the building, literally. Like the end of the line was where you went into the building, and you had to go all the way around.
Yes.
I don't need merch that bad.
To go spend $150 on a shirt.
Yeah. It sat in line for an hour and a half?
Yeah, thank you.
No, thank you. But yeah, I was shocked. And this wasn't like late in the day either. This was like middle of the day that I first saw it. And I guess it didn't get better. But yeah, so WM Open happening up there in Scottsdale as well. Parking, getting in was easy?
Yes.
No, go ahead and brag.
No, I'm not going to brag.
Go ahead and brag.
No, it was easy.
Well, it's easy when you park in your daughter's apartment
No,
complex across the street.
see, I had to find a different way.
Did you?
Yeah, because they moved.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't think.
Were you mad they moved?
Don't think that we had to make a phone call and say, do you still have any friends over there?
Yeah. Yeah, is your neighbor still there that you liked? Oh, really? Your hookup was gone.
So I made a couple extra calls, and mysteriously a couple valet passes showed up.
But even valet is tough to get in and out of.
No.
Oh, it's easy now? They have it easy now?
I don't know what they've done. I've never done it before. We were worried.
Yeah.
But easy
It's
in.
right across the street from the entrance.
Yeah, easy in.
No, it used to be hard to get into because of all the people walking
Yeah.
and stuff to that effect. And then getting out just took forever to get out because they had to go get your car.
And it took
And
about
just lines
5
of
minutes.
people, really. So they cleaned that up at least.
You know, it was funny because we went to
Spoiled little brat here, folks.
we went to brunch with my cousin and his mom last Sunday at the Scottsdale Quarter.
Oh, yeah, right, which is right around the corner.
And
But right down the road.
Yeah, and they have valet parking.
Yeah.
And you can tell what kind of car they think you have by whether they park it in front,
Yeah, where they park.
over on the little side, or they take you to the garage.
Yeah. Well, the nice cars don't go to the garage.
No, and so it was so hilarious because originally my car was parked out front.
And then they moved.
And we get about halfway through our meal, and I look over and I go, hey, where did my car go? And there's a Lamborghini in his place.
They're like, let's get that out of there.
Yeah.
Let's get that, was it Lincoln out of there?
Yeah.
Get
Get
that
the
bad boy out.
Aviator. Ain't that
That's an
nice.
expensive car. But it's no Lambo.
No.
Yeah,
no, I mean,
Lambo.
you're talking six figures for the cars that are parked there for everybody to see.
It's also because they don't want to drive them far because liability.
Oh, yeah.
Liability is an issue. You do something to that clutch or whatever, and you're going out of business. Trying to fix that. So we'll keep our eyes on the tournament here today. Like I said, round one's resuming here right now, actually, for the guys that have to go out and finish round one. But round two is teeing off here at first guys out are
They got to be getting out there now, don't they?
right about now, it looks like. 8:26, I
Yeah.
see. Jordan Smith's 848. Cameron Young's 804. So yeah, so right about now as well to get that second round started. No frost delay, which is ironic. They start the guys later because the guys have to finish round one, even though they're not close to each other. The guys finishing are later holes. So it's going to be fun out there. Enjoy yourself if you're going. Of course, catch us here till 10 o'clock, folks. Don't go out there yet. Stay with us as we go forward. Dale, I put it into my deal here at the entrance. I do appreciate you taking one for the team. Dale, if you don't know, yesterday it was out at the Open, and then I gave him a homework assignment there, and it was to see how much farther you can fly if you were a ski jumper and you wanted to cheat. So Dale took one for the team here. Dale, do you know what I'm talking about here? We have our first controversy of the Winter Olympics.
I did see you post something on Twitter last night about shots or something that I kind of breezed past.
Yes. So the new thing is, whatever hyaluronic acid is, don't care, not going to look it up. It's not going to end up in my Google feed. But there are ski jumpers allegedly injecting their male organs with this hyaluronic acid, and it's going to help them fly farther. How does that help them fly? First of all, the comments on these posts were amazing. First of all, fantastic. Second of all, actually, it made me look up how it makes you fly farther, Dale.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And did you find the reason?
Yeah,
or?
it makes you ask for a bigger suit because those are firm, fit suits that you to fly through the air for aerodynamic reasons.
Right.
And everything. Yeah, so it makes you have to ask for a bigger suit, which is looser on you, which then, of course, catches the air and makes you fly farther.
See, I would think that would catch the air and make you fly not as far.
No, that's really it, yeah.
Like a parachute.
Yeah. I think it's more like a wingsuit. You see those things where guys jump off mountains and then they can fly across and they have their wings out there? I think it works more like a wings type thing.
All right.
Yeah. But, folks, this is the length people go to get a few extra inches, no pun intended, at the Olympics to win a medal.
Wow.
This is the controversy. My favorite part of this whole story, though, first of all, what are you doing? Like, who came up with that? Who's like, all you need is a little bit looser of a suit. I know what we can do. Don't you just get a fake gut or something? Like, stick your gut out a little bit to get a bigger suit? The World Anti-Doping Agency has vowed to investigate. I want to know how you investigate this.
Well, I'm sure there's some blood test in there.
I also want to know, like, do you volunteer for that role? Or is that something you get forced into and you're like, oh, man, I got that one? Why can't I have the Russian cheaters over here, the women that look like men? Why can't I have that one?
Why can't I be the one in charge of food at the village?
That's the controversy of the Milan Olympics as we get into the Olympic season here, Dale.
Boy, it's funny when you talk about drawing certain jobs. The NFL instituted drug testing back in the late 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd go into the bathroom with gray shorts on, you'd face the urinal, you'd pee in a cup, you'd hand it to the dude, and you'd leave.
Yep.
Well, then we found out that people were circumventing the system.
Yes. The Wizinator.
Yeah,
Look that up, kids.
So then you had to turn around and face the dude.
Yeah, you had to look at him.
He had to look at you. And that went for a little bit, and somebody else found some other way to cheat that. So literally now your shorts have to be below your knees, no shirt, facing him to pee. And it's amazing how many guys have stage fright.
Yeah, they just stand there.
Stage fright, and they literally have to drink like 3 quarts of Gatorade.
Then that waters it down. Yeah, but they actually have tests now that if it waters down too much, they have ways to.
But I mean, they're sitting there in front of the guy having to do this.
No, that's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
Because before the concern was you'd water it down and then the test would be inadmissive and everything. But now they have tests that can actually tell you, like, extract out the water and everything.
It got so bad that and I don't have any confirmation on this, but it's widely talked about that one guy used his girlfriend's
Yes.
urine,
Yeah, and he ended up being pregnant.
and he ended up being with child. And this is back in the 90s when that was impossible.
Yeah, it's not 2026. That's what you do is you literally inject urine into your own bladder, somebody else's urine into your bladder to come out clean.
Yeah. Or Wizinator or whatever.
Yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, what people do to cheat out there is the biggest deal. They're calling it the crotch gate, by the way, which is fantastic. Who came up with that? And then who was like, "Oh man, I just need a couple more feet, and I'll be good to go. Let's do this."
Who's the first guy who said, "I'll try it"?
That's my question. It's probably the superstar. It's probably the guy that holds the world record, right? Or some guy like that. It's like Barry Bonds. He didn't need it, but he still went along with it because other people were doing it. And he wanted to be part of it. Is that kind of what happened? Where he's like, things are catching me and everything. Crotch manipulation happening there. And doesn't that seem fitting for Milan? Doesn't that seem fitting for Italy? It just felt right.
Wow.
Yeah, so the suit technician for Norway's national ski jumping team, he made alterations to suits belonging to the country's top two contenders after those suits had already passed inspection. He did it in plain view of Norway's ski jumping head coach as well. So he just did it like right out in the open of everybody that should have not seen it, and just made the alterations after they passed the testing and things like that. Yeah. So what they didn't know, this is what's interesting, that they were actually being recorded secretly behind a curtain. Boy, that doesn't sound creepy, does it? So the footage was shared by an anonymous whistleblower. And now, of course,
Wow.
Ski jumping, the newest
Drug
Olympic
doping
thing you got to worry
sport.
about.
Wow.
Yeah, like what? That's something I wouldn't have said getting up yesterday morning was, what controversies in ski jumping today?
Wow. And that's the lead story on the main event.
Well, because it's brilliant. Go read the comments on that. Go read the comments. People are pretty clever with their comments out there. So here's the rule, though. Male ski jumpers must wear tight-fitting suits that are no more than 4 centimeters larger than the body measurements at any point. See what they do?
What happens if you get bloated? What happens if you're retaining
Before you go out
water?
there?
Well, you're retaining water, Steve.
I had a baked potato last night, and my salt intake's up. Now I'm full of water. My suit won't fit. So that's what they do. They find every millimeter they can because a bigger, baggier suit catches more wind, provides more lift during flight than a smaller one does. And you want to be light, too. You don't want to be heavy because, trust me, I know this. You just, whoop, bloop. Yeah, so that's why they do it.
Big Steve coming down that runway.
They're like, boom. Let's see what kind of lift he gets.
Can you imagine?
Ba-dunk.
Steve, you're gonna get $100,000. You got to do one jump.
But my form will be immaculate. I'll be leaning forward on the skis, arms back, face first into the snow. I'm top heavy. 3 feet from the. They're like, how did he hit his head on the edge of the thing? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Why is he bleeding?
He missed the snow. There's snow everywhere except directly underneath that ramp. And how did he miss the snow? So that would be my issue. But there you go. Controversy galore. I did see early this morning. It's 5:30 Eastern time today. I did not be up for this because that's 3:30 our time. Lindsey Vonn did complete her training run there in Milan. And she looked good.
Wow.
Saw the video of it. She competes. This is where I get confused because they're in Milan. So events are going to happen while we're sleeping. And then they're going to replay them during the day and stuff like that.
And now with Twitter.
Yeah, so everything I read said she competes on Monday. But her event actually goes Sunday. But we're going to see it on Monday. I don't know.
See, back in the
Time
70s, 80s, 90s, before social media, you figured you were kind of watching it live because you had no clue.
No clue. And yeah, because there was no way to, newspapers weren't printing it because they weren't coming out for hours. Yeah. I remember I was in the hospital for like a week. Remember that at the radio station when I wasn't feeling well? And then it was COVID time. So then they were like, you got to go to the hospital. So I had to go to the hospital. It was during the Japan Olympics that were delayed. So I all night long, I was just watching the Japan Olympics live.
Speaking of the radio station, I saw your good friend at 17 yesterday.
So you had to find which one. Your old partner?
You had so many over there.
Is he still bargaining for tickets out there? And he doesn't have airtime to sell?
Well, the guy I saw worked here briefly. Your buddy.
Oh, what's he up to?
He's plugging his plug.
Wait, he worked here. He worked here briefly.
Yeah. Did a morning show. Got fired from the Rattlers.
Oh.
Your buddy.
Hey, going? Did you talk to him?
Yes.
I'm like, what are you talking about? Worked here recently.
Yeah.
He wasn't at my buddy. He wasn't at the radio station. That was when he.
Oh, that's right.
That was when he
that's
liked
right.
me, and I was the only person that called him to do anything.
Oh,
And
okay.
he backstabbed me on the backside. Did you talk to him?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. He came up and we visited for
He
a
did.
little
'Cause
bit.
now he's gonna. Oh, I guarantee you on a show today he's gonna go. I met a dear friend yesterday. Love him to death. Love him to death. He's just a great friend. It was great to see him again. We're gonna have beers coming up. Did he ask you to go have beers?
No.
Oh, then he doesn't.
He lives way too far away from me to
Yeah,
meet him for
yeah,
beers.
no, I figured you'd run into him. He likes to beg for tickets from that company. too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Also got to meet Rob Fredrickson.
Good. Oh, I
former-
loved him as a linebacker for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and he started off with the Raiders and he was
Leading
come
tackler
around.
for the Cardinals for his years he was here.
He
too.
still has the record, I think, with the
Wasn't it the Saints?
or no, it might have been here.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, 22 tackles in the game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he was talking about Jake Plummer. My son-in-law is with us, and he looked him up. He goes, "Hey, you still have that record?" He goes, "Yeah." He said, "Our offense had a lot of 3-and-outs that season. Had a lot of opportunities."
Yeah, that was with us.
He said, "You don't know how many times, because maybe it was Plummer's rookie season or whatever."
Yeah.
He said they'd call him 3-and-out Jake because he'd come out the field after stopping him defensively.
It couldn't have been his rookie season. Remember, he came in halfway through that season, unless it was a full rookie season, might be.
I don't. again.
No,
I'd
Rob
go back and check
Ferguson
it.
led the team in tackles for a lot of years.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
But he said you'd come off the field, you'd go to grab a cup of Gatorade, and barely sit down, turn around, punt team. He said he would get Gatorade.
He's telling you this, and you're laughing.
I'm having a great time.
I can't relate.
But we kind of reminisce because when he was with the Raiders every year would come to Austin, Texas to work out against the Cowboys for 3 days. And I said, when I say the word Austin, what comes to your mind? And he went political first, but then I said, no, let's go.
It's
Let's
the
go-
left part of Texas.
Let's go. Let's go sports. He goes, oh, those miserable weekends that we come down there from Oxnard, California.
Yeah, that's a big difference. To Austin, Texas. That's a big difference. Well, there you go. You'll probably get a shout out today on the other show. there.
I'll have to go listen. You'll
How
have to show me how to listen.
How you're? Hey, he ain't getting a download from me. I can tell you that. Not after what he did to me. So, well, good. Glad you met my old buddy.
I said, Steve's been missing you.
Yeah. Right. And he went, who?
Oh, no. He said, oh, Big Steve.
He goes, oh, he can't do anything for me, so I don't care about him anymore. I like how it clicked when you go, got us fired from the Rattlers, and I was like, oh. What threw me off was the friend of the radio station.
Yeah,
Yeah, no. Well, I mean,
he'd come on your show.
Yeah, he got fired. That was where the beef with your old partner started. Was your old partner wanted to start having him on his show, and I put my foot down. And I was like, nope, that's my guest.
Well, that's one of the reasons that we had an issue because he kept referring to it as his show, and I would tell him it's our show.
Yeah. And I put my foot down, and I was not nice about it. I let your old partner know that this isn't the way you do things and everything. And he goes, yeah, but you get this guy. And I go, I got that guy because you asked me to get that guy and have him on. Oh, it was a big old hassle and everything. And then, yeah. No, that's the thing. I called him out. I mean, I'm all truthful here. I called him up. I just reached out to him out of the blue. Didn't know him from a hole in the wall. Started doing a podcast. Famously got fired. We know two people that have gotten fired from that station. One's a nice dude. One's not. Make your determination. And everything. So I reached out to him, and he's like, "Oh, I'd love to come on." And they just started coming on every week and everything. And we still have a bunch of listeners that we got because they follow him and everything,
Right.
and whatnot. We appreciate you guys and everything. And it went well to the point where you guys were. I knew you guys were not to be at the radio station very longer, and I saw writing on the wall. So I was like, maybe I should explore other opportunities. Ended up here for some other stuff that I wanted to do, and that's worked out. It's worked out great for me here, absolutely. And everything, and then just get backstabbed in the back, which he's also done to the other person that got fired at the old radio station.
That's why I like to just be naive,
Yeah.
go through life, not having any clue what you're talking about.
Well, good. Glad you got to spend the day with him yesterday.
Yeah.
Now I'm actually angry. I wish you would have known you could have hit him. I actually, when I go to things like that with the sponsor, do you want to shout him out by chance?
No.
And
Not after you just disparaged them all over the place.
No, not him. I'm talking about the place you got the tickets from.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Hovick, Tim Hovick at
I had a
Ford.
terrible experience with their place, so I'm not.
Well, that's not what we're.
No. So I don't. You can shout him out. Is what I'm saying. I don't want to put the two together and everything. So, they give us tickets and stuff, and that's what I always worry about when I go. I was like, literally, like, oh man, am I gonna see him? Luckily, when I go to Rattlers game, I don't have to worry about it.
Might be time for a break and then get into the Hall of Fame.
Come on back, guys. Come on back, guys. The main event.
That's Steve.
We got to get together, man. I got to get to know you better before we call our only game together.
One and done, Steven. One and done.
Brought you back to your NFL days. The guy would show up for practice.
One and done.
And next practice, he's not there anymore. Oh, Lordy. So, Lindsey Vonn, of course, we talked about as we just act like we didn't talk that for a while. Today, opening ceremonies live on NBC at 2 o'clock today, folks. If you are interested in that, it will be replayed later on. I believe it's 8 p.m.
Oh, I'm sure they got to do it.
Oh, no, it's noon our time is live. It's 2 Eastern. 8 p.m.'s our Eastern. So 6 p.m. our time is where they're replaying it on NBC and Peacock. So if you missed the opening ceremonies, if that's something you like. But curling has started. Women's hockey was playing yesterday. Curling, fantastic match yesterday, Dale. because I got home and was watching that while I was doing some other stuff. Mixed curling. U.S. beat a Canadian mixed curling
Well,
team.
explain mixed curling. Does that mean a
Men
man and
and
women?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Men
yeah,
and
you know
women.
what? Because
I just assume everybody knows curling like I do.
in years past, we went through the Olympics, and hey, what events do you think you could do?
Yeah.
Well, there ain't nothing on the snow that I could do. There ain't nothing on the ice I could do. I said, what about curling? And then I started talking to people about curling.
Yeah.
They said it's hard.
It's precision.
Whether that sweeper guy, obviously the easiest thing is you just roll.
No,
the
that's
thing
not
up.
even easy.
I'm saying you don't have to be good at it. All you have to do is just push it.
No, so you're wrong on that. That's my point. If you watch them, like they're just stagnant. And even after they let go of it, they just keep sliding and they don't move at all as they go. If you're just a millimeter and that thing slides to the right in just 1 millimeter, that's what the sweepers are for.
Right.
It's more precision than you
I'm
think
not
it is.
trying to win a medal. I'm saying I can stand there and just push it towards the circle.
Yeah, exactly. But you got to do it with the right strength. You go too hard, there ain't no slowing it down. You do it too light.
I'm
there's
doing
no
it like
speeding it up.
the table hockey or whatever it is, like at bars, the shuffleboard.
Yes.
I just try to knock everything off the board.
Dale's just throwing it as hard as he can at the other stone. You know those curling stones are all made from like one island out there?
I did not know
Yeah,
that.
like it's the
They're heavy.
specific. It's a specific type of rock
Stone?
that only comes from stone. Thank you. I got to use correct term.
Yeah.
It's only like stone from one specific area, and it's an island out there, and they're all made from that. It's fast. It's a fascinating. It's a stupid but fascinating sport, folks. But mixed curling there as well. Figure skating's on the line for today as well. And then you do have some United States stuff out there. But like I said earlier today, women's downhill training and men's downhill training, that's where you can find the Lindsey Vonn training. She looked good. I don't know what the speed was. I don't know if you're just learning the course. I don't know if you're not, trying very hard. I don't know what you do when you train on a downhill.
Right.
You're probably just trying to learn aspects of it, I imagine. But I thought she looked fairly good for a gal that had an exploded ACL ligament.
What was that? What was the medical term?
I know it wasn't exploded, yeah, but it wasn't tore. I can't remember what it is. That's why I had to use the word exploded.
Yeah.
But yeah, some term I'd never seen before with ACLs. But there's your Day Zero Olympics viewing guide here as well. So Olympics next 2 weeks, Dale.
Hey, you gonna remember a couple years ago where you gave a live Olympics update every morning? Oh, was that Summer Olympics?
No, that was Summer Olympics. That was on the morning show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why don't you start every morning here with a 10-minute synopsis?
Well, it's going to start on Monday. I don't know if it's going to be 10 minutes, but yeah, we're going to do an Olympics recap.
Okay.
Wait, is that the Olympics
No,
song?
I don't know what horn you were to.
What's the Olympics song? Dang it. No, we're starting that on Monday, Dale. Actually, I'm going to write it out and you're going to read it. Dale's going to be all.
And in the toboggan.
Yeah, exactly. Bobsled, toboggan. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be watching a lot of Olympics. It does kind of suck that it's kicking off on Super Bowl weekend, though, because Sunday, obviously.
That's why they're going to get the opening ceremonies over today.
Yeah.
And then.
I mean, how dare Italy not take into account that we have a giant Super Bowl game on Sunday? I mean.
Well, the only people that care about are NBC.
What channel is it? Is the Super Bowl on?
I believe it's on Fox because all this Tom Brady nonsense. Have you seen all this pushback?
I thought Chris Collinsworth was. Yeah, and I kind of agree with it. Wait, I thought Chris Collinsworth was calling it.
I'm pretty sure it's on Fox.
All right, let me look here real quick. But yeah, talk about the Brady controversy. I actually agree with this. Well, if it's the same controversy, let me preface this. Is there something I don't know about?
I believe, double check, but I believe that he's calling the game for Fox.
Yeah, I'm checking right now.
And as
no, it's on NBC and Peacock. Yeah, because I was pretty sure
Chris said he's doing something.
Because there's only reason and like I said, we're flying into this, folks. Obviously, I don't care what channel it's on.
Right.
But the only reason I know is because there's actually a giant bet out there with millions of dollars on it in those prediction markets, saying if Chris Collinsworth will mention Patrick Mahomes during the game. So that's why only reason I even thought that it was on NBC as well. But Well, the controversy isn't the controversy the one I'm thinking of is how he said he doesn't have a dog in the fight and doesn't care.
Yes. But I thought I thought he had something to do with broadcasting the Super Bowl, which is what you have to say if you're broadcasting the Super Bowl.
I think that's why there's controversy. I think that's why Dave Portnoy and other Patriots fans are like, "What do you mean you're not rooting for your old team? What's wrong with you?" And I agree with that. No, but it looks vindictive, doesn't it?
It does.
You could easily, but even as a broadcaster, you don't want to say you're rooting for one. Like, I don't think you're not going to see too many broadcasters come out. Like Al Michaels, is he going to come out and say who he's rooting for? Do they generally not do that, even if they're not calling the game? I don't know the answer to that.
See, okay. So again, I'm looking at it. The reason that I thought that he said I'm neutral was because he had something to do with some sort of the broadcast, which, again, that
would make sense.
It's the number one thing, even though everybody knows.
Could you imagine if he was calling this game with the Patriots?
That would be hard. That would be really, really hard.
You're at a disadvantage right off the bat.
Yeah.
No matter what you say, it's going to be controversial.
Like in talking with Troy Aikman when he calls a Cowboy game.
Mm-hmm.
He said, Dale, it's absolutely amazing. He said, 50% of the people think I hate the Cowboys. The Cowboy fans.
Yes.
And 50% think I love the Cowboys.
You're talking about the fans themselves.
But everybody outside Cowboys fans think I love the Cowboys.
Yeah, they don't hear it. Well, my favorite thing is following Twitter with Dave Pasch.
Yeah.
And like Dave Pasch will be calling a game and they'll just be like, "Why are you such a homer for this team?" And he's like, "First of all, I'm not even doing the game."
Well, yeah, that's not me.
Second of all, I don't care who wins this. It does crack you up how people do that. But no, that's the controversy. And I agree, man. Like, and that's what I don't know. As a broadcaster, like, is Al Michaels coming out and saying, "I like the Seahawks in this game"?
Yeah, but nobody cares.
Like that. Well, that's
because Al Michaels didn't play for anybody.
But I also think, like, well, I think it's also being raised up because one Patriots fans are like, "What the hell, man? You root for the Patriots." But then I think it's also being raised up because I think Tom Brady's sweating a little bit here with this, with Kraft and Belichick not getting into the Hall of Fame. And he's like, I might not be a first ballot Hall of Famer because of the controversy as well.
I would have like that one day last week, we ranked them, and I ranked Tom Brady first of those three. All three of them, I was integral to the New England Patriots. But his former players, teammates are acting like he's jealous of this New England.
Well, that's the other. That's where I was going to.
It's
that's
like, what are you
thing.
jealous of? You've got 6 Super Bowl rings with them.
Because, Dale, how to put this? Tom Brady's is a sensitive guy. Did I put it gently enough? He's a sensitive guy.
But, I mean, they came out – again, so all bets are off. I just assumed that he was announcing the game.
This is a guy that went to Tampa.
Won a Super Bowl.
To shove it in New England's face.
Well, New England let him go. New England said, hey, we're down with you.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying he's a sensitive guy. And if you see me out there, ask me the words I want to use for real right now because it's tougher than that. But he's a sensitive dude.
Well, I can tell you where this comes from is like watching, and I know you watch this College Game Day. Mm-hmm. The game that Herb Street's calling, he doesn't pick.
Yes.
Because you can't show.
Yes.
First of all, you might have some inside knowledge.
You have inside knowledge.
Secondly, you can't show favoritism towards one team or the other.
Yeah.
And so that's why I assumed he was calling the game.
Well, like I said, that's my only question is he doing it possibly because he is a broadcaster now? But here's the other thing. Tom Brady can't have it both ways. He's a part owner of the Raiders. And actually, I'm just telling you guys, he makes decisions with the Raiders.
Oh, yeah.
Mark Davis defers to him. And so you can't have it both ways. You can't be, well, I can't say this because of my partialness, and then be a part owner of a team where you're getting special access to players and access other owners aren't getting while you're calling games and stuff like that.
No, it's a little bit confusing. I'm kind of surprised the NFL hasn't made him decide one or the other.
That's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And then that's what drives me nuts about Tom Brady. Tom Brady acts like the world's out to get him.
Well, it is.
The
Giselle
NFL's out to
divorced
get him. The NFL's
Giselle
out to
divorced-
get me. The NFL doesn't like me here. And then he gets all the special treatment. He got it on the field with the flags. He gets it in the booth. He gets it as an ownership. And then Tom Brady will still look you in the eye and be like, yeah, but remember that time they tried to get me for Deflategate? They're out to get me. And you're just
Giselle divorced him.
settle down, Tiger. That's like when Hellistray over here goes, oh, my career, all these people. And I'm like, I don't even want to hear it. Even when you were at your worst, you still played with 4 Hall of Famers. I don't want to hear it, sir.
I don't know if that'll ever be said again. I know it has been said since Hellistray and Brady in the same breath.
Right there, baby. Right there, baby. But it's interesting. I do agree. He said, listen, I don't have a dog in the fight in this one. May the best team win. It does make him look petty. It does.
I don't agree with
It
that.
makes him look petty.
I don't.
No, you know what you say? You go, obviously, I was with the Patriots for 20 years. My heart's with New England. That's my team. I wouldn't be here today. You wouldn't be talking to me or know who I was if it wasn't for the Patriots. Obviously, I want New England to win this game.
No. You say you realize New England was nothing before I got there, and they'd be nothing today.
No. See, that's the problem. Tom Brady doesn't have the bragging rights that this man always runs to, of how everything fell apart after he left. Tom Brady can't say that.
That is true. They have recovered a lot quicker than the Cowboys.
Here's the other thing about the Patriots, which I find fascinating as well. There's all sorts of stats out there. I said with Lou yesterday, I said, it is amazing how all these people are coming up with these weird stats about the Patriots and how as underdogs they can win this game and stuff, which tells you everybody thinks they're going to get blown out. They're just trying to find ways for you to vote on them and stuff like that and everything. So like yesterday, like this one, Trey Wingo put this one out the other day. This will be the 15th time in the last 26 Super Bowls that a number 1 seed in the conference faced a non-number 1 seed. Obviously, Patriots not a number 1 seed in this. In those 14 matchups before of the 15, obviously this is the 15th. The better seed lost 12 times, Dale. Only winners, 0-3 Pats. That was that last second field goal one.
Right.
And then the 16 Pats in overtime. That was the game where they were down 28-3 and came back and win. So the only 2 winners in the last 14 matchups were number 1 seed playing honestly, and the winners in those games were the Patriots.
So you're giving me saying there's a chance.
I'm saying you 2 weeks between Super Bowl, the championship, and the Super Bowl gives you too much information. Is what I'm telling you.
What did Lou say about this game?
I
know he's not going to bet.
He loves the Seahawks.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, he bets. It's not. He doesn't bet like he does during the regular season.
No, he bets the coin
props and all
toss.
that stuff. Yeah. But this is like a fun game that he just bets and enjoys it. He's like, I take a chance, have fun with it. If I lose money, I lose money type of a deal. Yeah. The other stat here is this fascinates me as well. The Patriots will make Super Bowl history on Sunday, no matter they win or lose. Dale, if they win, they will have the most Super Bowl wins ever because they'll have 7. They'll also, if they lose, have the most losses with 6.
Really?
Win or lose, they will set a record this weekend.
That's interesting.
I think that's fascinating.
Yeah.
I'll put it this way. I get it. You're still in the Super Bowl, so take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt, because somebody's going to come back and be like, but they made the Super Bowl 12 times, idiot. I get it. That's impressive. Man, 6-6 in Super Bowls is not a good record. Come on, New England. You could have been better. Maybe you should have stuck to Drew Brees. That's all I'm saying. Not Drew Brees, sorry.
Drew Bledsoe.
Drew Bledsoe. I got Brees on my mind because I got a Hall of Fame thing.
Yeah. There you go.
But yeah, isn't that fascinating stats leading into the Super Bowl this weekend? But all those, reaching stats is what I call them, where you go out there and you do all that research like Trey Wingo did to get us that stat. They're all favoring one team, and that's the Patriots, which tells you everybody's trying to find a way that the Patriots can win this game.
Yeah.
Because they think the Seahawks are going to win it and win it easily as well. So that's why you're seeing it skewed. A good Super Bowl would have those stats on both sides. And you're not seeing very many, if any, on the Seahawks, for those
Well, what's this?
stats.
Seattle's 3rd trip to the Super Bowl, maybe?
Yeah, but this is a whole different regime. That's what I was telling Lou yesterday. Because my dream, Dale. I have a dream. Is that this game's going to be close at the end. Seahawks are going to be down. They're going to drive down the field, get to what, the 3-4 yard line. They have to score to win. And they pass it or run it. And we're just all sitting there going, I'm going to be
on the edge of your seat.
This is amazing.
Still coming down from your Bad Bunny high.
Okay, I heard a Bad Bunny song yesterday. I'm not one of those guys. Hey, he's got music. He's a hot guy out there. Whatever. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't understand what he was saying. I realized he's not speaking English.
You didn't know he was talking different language.
Made me feel better. At first, I was like, "Dude, am I have to go to the ear doctor?" Then I was like, "Oh, I thought he did both English and Spanish in his song."
I thought he does
idea.
too.
Yeah, no,
he doesn't.
The song I heard was all.
No, I think he does
all
both.
Spanish. Does he? The song I heard was all Spanish. I was like, did I go to the Spanish first channel on this or what? I'm not disparaging it or anything. It's just that's not my type of music. Obviously, it's not for my demographic. I also don't care about there's only like 3 halftime shows I've ever sat down and like watched in a whole. The Janet Jackson.
You wanted to see a nipple.
No, yeah, because you knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
That's
you had inside info.
Everybody rewrites that information. But Justin Timberlake, that one I saw live. The Prince one, I'm a huge Prince fan. I saw that one in the rain there with the Colts winning their first Super Bowl in Miami. Or was it Tampa? One of the two. I saw that one. And then I saw Bruce Springsteen. Because I was there when the Cardinals were there as well.
Oh, he was the halftime guy?
Yeah, and he was in this little stage in the middle. You couldn't even see him. It was like you just heard him singing and stuff. But yeah, those are the 3. The Weekend, I saw parts of that one live. But generally, halftime to me is no matter who's on there, is me doing something else.
Yeah.
So
and that's what I've always said. Whether you're a Bad Bunny fan or not, you don't have to watch it.
No, yeah. I'm not up in arms.
You can go outside and play catch for the halftime.
And if you haven't learned yet, folks, the NFL doesn't care about its traditional audience. They just don't care about you as a traditional sports fan. You're not the audience they're going after. They want the audience that Bad Bunny brings them. And it ain't you.
Which is a new audience.
If you woke up when they announced Bad Bunny and you said, well, Bad Bunny, I'm not even going to watch that crap. They don't care. They want the people that are going to tune into Bad Bunny because they traditionally don't watch this game and watch football. So they want that audience to come into it. That's why they do it. Which is why also, Dale, and this one pisses me off beyond belief.
Uh-oh.
What the NFL's doing. I get it. They're going international. They got to get the London audience, the Rio audience, the Australia audience, the French audience. They got to get all those audiences. I get it. It's part of it. And they need to do it to where it doesn't cost home games. Like they announced yesterday, the Cowboys are going to be the first ever regular season game next season in Rio. Welcome to Brazil.
So why does that piss you off?
That doesn't. The next one.
Oh.
We knew they were going to do a game in Australia.
A little bit of a flight, huh?
Well, that's just to that game in Rio. Gets worse for it.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So what makes me angry about this, they announced the Australia game next year. You have fan bases here that live for rivalries. The rivalries have been built up because of the fan bases here. Like the Cardinals-Rams is a huge one. People get together and want to see this game, the rivalry, right? Even though it's not much of a rivalry. But let's say, Rams, Niners, whether it's in San Francisco, whether it's in L.A., people show up to these games because it's a rivalry. It's a battle out there and everything. To ship rivalry games to another country and deprive a fan base of seeing that rivalry game is a joke that the NFL's doing. It actually makes me angry. Send the Niners down to Australia and have them play the Falcons or something. A non-traditional.
Or the Cardinals.
Matchup. Yeah, a Cardinal. We'll take the Cardinal. Right? But to take an actual division rivalry, a heated division rivalry, and ship it to another country makes me angry. Makes me angry. You're and look, trust me, I generally don't feel sorry for San Francisco and Rams fans, but I feel sorry for them in this instance. This is a game that people will show up to. This is a game. And the NFL said, we don't care. We're going for the money. Screw you that made this a rivalry. Screw you, fan, for wanting to see this rivalry play out. Screw you. We're shipping it 19 hours away via Qantas Airlines. And we're going to play your rivalry game on foreign soil, so you have to watch it on television.
Now, see,
makes me angry.
I thought for sure they'd have two East Coast teams, Carolina and New Orleans.
But who goes to London all the time? Jacksonville.
Right.
And they do that because Jacksonville doesn't have it. But you never have rivalry games in these overseas teams.
Right.
It's always like Dolphins and another team that they don't play very often or something.
But why not have two East Coast teams that are 5 hours closer to Australia?
Yeah, by the way, it's a 19-hour time difference, and I think it's a 25-hour flight total to get there and everything. So, but here's the thing. Rams 49ers, Melbourne, Australia, coming up this year. And like I said, have two teams. Have a good team and have a bad team. Have two decent teams, but don't have a traditional divisional hatred game there. That's what the fan base is here is for. They're not going to understand what a hated rivalry this is in Australia. And you're depriving a fan base here. So look at this. Niners fans, Rams fans, I'm sticking up for you here. But it makes me angry.
Right.
So now here are the ideas here that they're talking about, because this is a long flight. You think Brazil's a long flight. This is a longer one. So they say that this game could be played in week 1, and they say even before the Thursday night opener.
Uh-oh.
So they would play so you have the Thursday night. This year you don't have a Friday night game like you did the last couple of years, and then everybody plays on Sunday, and then, of course, Monday night. They're saying have this game open up like Monday or something the week before and still call it week 1, because that gives them time to get back and then acclimate it back again before week 2 starts.
But you don't like that because that's what baseball's done.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. That's my next thing. One, you're opening up the season with a hated division rivalry away from home, and then you're doing it out of this country. It's just, what are we doing? I get it. You're going for these markets. You could have done a lot of games here to make this game interesting in Australia without making it and punishing the fans here that have made your league what it is. And it bothers me. It does.
I do agree with you. I just immediately thought of the flight.
Yeah. Well, I did too.
And 5 hours.
When they announced it, I was that's a ridiculous thing. You can't do that in week 12.
No.
Because even getting there, you play Sunday, you play the next Sunday, and you're instantly on a plane for a whole day, landing. How stiff you're going to be and everything, right? You got to work through all that. Then you got all the festivities because it's the first time you're playing in Australia. You're not just showing up and practicing and doing all that. Like it's a disaster to game to begin with. But yeah, the division rivalry side. Yeah.
Got to go try and tackle a kangaroo.
Is that a metaphor for Christian McCaffrey? Or Puka? One of those two? Yeah, so I don't know. So it makes me angry. Stop. Do it overseas, I understand, but stop giving away the important games to the fan bases here overseas. Those divisional hatred games should be for the fans that made those division hatred games what they are. That's all I'm saying. Could have sent somebody else out there, Dale. So I blame you.
Like I said, for an initial game in Australia, Carolina and New Orleans would have been fine.
They don't. This is going to sound bad, but they don't care. They won't care there. They're not going, I'm not going to this game because it's going to be terrible.
No, they're not going because it's a division rival, and gosh, it's for the NFC West.
They don't understand the rivalry and all that stuff. And that's the other thing. If you do it at the start of the season, even if you do it later in the season, if it's anything like this year, which all accounts are it is, these teams aren't regressing. Matthew Stafford announced last night he's coming back. This could be a playoff type atmosphere in a home game setting.
Yeah.
To set you up for the playoffs, and you're just shipping it overseas. It bothers me.
The other thing is whose home game are they giving up?
You know what? I looked that up, and I don't remember what it was. I want to say it's a Rams game that they're giving up. Now, don't get me wrong. Here's the problem. You can go like, well, why did they fight it? No. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying here. It's the NFL. But make no mistake, the owners signed off on this as well.
Oh, yeah.
Of both teams. they know they're going to make more money going over there. The owners of the teams are giving you, the fan of this hated rivalry, the middle finger. They can make more money sending this rivalry overseas, even though you made it this rivalry. It's the whole structure of the whole thing that's upsetting. So don't be like, well, the teams had to do it or whatever. Okay. All right. Kroenke has a say in NFL coming and going, folks. He has a big say in it, if you don't know. He's one of those big guys in terms of ownership. That's why he was able to move the Rams like he was. He was able to get guys to vote that way. He's got the power. So there we go on that side. I wanted to get your thoughts as well. We'll do this when we come back, and we'll keep rolling with NFL talk, of course, leading to our picks for the Super Bowl, our official picks on the Super Bowl. But I want to get your thoughts, Dale, on everybody's dream, Nathaniel Hackett, offensive coordinator role here in Arizona. I thought I got some feedback yesterday that my take was surprisingly tame on this, because I do have a different one. It's the same one.
You don't want it to be tame.
Well, no, I think they were more like, wow, you're actually kind of level-headed about that. Because don't mistake it. I think that Nathaniel Hackett is a scourge on a football team. Except for one instance. Did the Cardinals hire him in that instance, Dale, is the question I got for you. We'll talk about that coming up. Of course, Hall of Fame. We got one, folks. We got one. All the local media acting like they're best friends with him now, and I remember when he was a kid and comes over for dinner all the time. Local media making it about themselves here, but folks, we got one. Come on back, the main event. And we're back here, and for some reason, I could see some tweets and text on my phone, but not on my computer for some reason. So I spent that break there kind of refreshing everything here to get it back up there, and it's kind of funny here. Robert says, wait. Don't let the Olympics get in the way of what happened to Steve's segments. I think that's because I alluded to I had a phone call. I'm not going to go into it. It's an HOA situation. I'll just say the HOA company that we employed to manage our company, they done royally pissed me off now. Yeah.
They're raising prices again?
No. It's just I felt like I was lied to as board president, and I could just feel my blood boiling as I was talking yesterday, as I was getting louder and louder and louder, to the point where I was like, I got to hang up. Because I was pissed. I was upset. So that's all that is. I won't go into that yet. I'll tell that story someday, but not now.
That's why you want Steve McCollum to be your HOA president, because he cares.
It comes down to this, Dale. I feel like fees being charged to homeowners are a little excessive in some areas.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're hidden costs. I don't feel it. I've got proof of it. And when it was brought up to the management company, they've looked us in the eyes and lied to us.
Ooh.
Some of us feel. I definitely feel that way. And didn't tell us that they existed. And I found out in a brutal way how they existed, Dale. I found out because I have to pay them. And I had no idea they were coming.
Really?
The board president had no idea that a fee was coming.
Were you not paying attention to that meeting?
No, I asked the other board members, the ones I talked to yesterday. I got to talk to a couple other ones today, but I said, hey, did I miss something? Did I miss something on this? Because there's a chance I wasn't paying. There's a chance I fell asleep or something.
You're thinking, you're dreaming of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so that was my yesterday. So I can't get into the details because it's way too early. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm angry about it. This has crossed the line with me where I'm angry about it. So I got to be careful on what I say here. And then Robert also says, lucky for Troy, he doesn't have to call a Super Bowl with the Cowboys in his lifetime.
And probably not for the next couple years. That's true.
You think Jerry's like on his boat right now, just throwing things that the Robert Kraft got into another Super Bowl? And it's been 30 years since he's gotten there.
Well, yeah, and if by some miracle New England wins and Jerry's getting up with the most, that means he's got to win another one on top of the ones he's not going to win.
He ain't doing that coming up as well. So don't forget, text us 623-252-6670. Hit us up also on X as well, at TME Sports Show. As well, we found out earlier in the show that Dale was hanging out with his best friend yesterday.
Yep.
All day and everything. So look for Dale on that program here coming up probably.
So I thought you said we're going to the Hall of
It's
Fame.
the second hour of the main event right now. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and of course, 17-year NFL veteran, Dale Hellestrae. Now, before we get to the Hall of Fame stuff, really quick, Nathaniel Hackett is offensive coordinator. Dale, your thoughts?
Well, I hear people trying to temper it down by saying he's not going to be the one calling the play.
Yes.
Well, if you're hiring a guy and the best thing about it is he's not going to be calling plays,
Well, if you phrase it that way.
does it not seem that that's not the right guy to hire?
That's what I said yesterday. I didn't say it in that way. I said it like this yesterday. Nathaniel Hackett is a good, and those of you that work for companies that have consultants in your company, they have goods and bads, right? They're not always smart, but they do come in with diverse ideas and can help you in situations. All intents and purposes are he's a good consultant. You just don't want him actually mixing the ingredients together and dishing them out. That's what I've heard. I've heard it all along. It's not. I'm not hearing this just now. I've heard it. That's one reason he was hired with the Jets, because Aaron Rodgers wanted him, because Aaron Rodgers felt he was so good at getting him into position, listening to him, putting the game plan together with the coaches and telling them kind of what they need to do and stuff like that. So he's good in those aspects.
Right.
If we hear in week 1 or week 2 here that Nathaniel Hackett's taken over play calling, run for the hills. So although I don't like the hire because of that side of it, his coaching ability has failed recently and all the time and stuff to that effect, I'm willing to give it a chance as long as that arm's length is there. The second we find out he's on that sideline influencing plays and stuff like that, is the second we're all going to start freaking out and asking for Drew Pensy back.
Boy, can you imagine that?
Oh, they're going to make us.
Where's Drew?
They're going to make us wish for the days of Pensing.
Where's Drew?
But no, there's no doubt. The guy's failed. When he's been in charge of stuff, he has flat out failed. Nathaniel Hackett.
Which makes me think, why would you think that even just being an advisor?
Well, if LaFleur's not going to lose the play calling ability in the first year, he's going to do it to hell or high water.
Yeah.
But I will give him this as well. All last year, I would have begged for the Gannon regime to bring in a Nathaniel Hackett to help him out last year on offense. You might see, I don't feel like I can be both ways. They got an experienced guy that is good at the consulting side of stuff. And that's what they needed last year. So I can't be mad that they brought a guy in that's good at that. It's just, you can't do anything else. Or you're going to see us get upset about it, right? From that perspective. On the OCs, they're looking at a lot of guys that just aren't known names on the defensive side of things. And that's kind of disappointing to me. Not that a big name's going to do something, but what that tells me is the Cardinals aren't giving him big dollars to sign assistants. So he has to go to these lower level. Not that they're not going to work out. I thought Rallis was actually a really good defensive coordinator, and was able to put things together and, that type of stuff. It's limited options with injuries and defense being on the field too much. So sometimes a young guy can be successful. Just when your coach is young, first time playing the thing, you need somebody. Same thing. Are you going to bring in a young guy, and then are you going to have an experienced defensive coordinator come in and be kind of a consultant role? Be all right with that too, but you need that experience to help you out on that side. So we'll see.
Well, I think the thing that bothers me the most about Hackett is all the pictures they show are of him in a Jets.
Oh,
cap.
really? Because I see a lot of Broncos stuff when he was the head coach there for 3 weeks.
And you see the Jets logo behind him? Yuck.
Yeah, but LaFleur was with the Jets too. At least they're not showing that. They're showing Niners and Rams stuff.
Thank you.
NFL honors last night. Matthew Stafford wins MVP. Closest MVP race. And I don't get it. I get it. He plays for New England, man. But Drake May, not with what Stafford. Now, they say Drake May because his team has less talent. They surprised everybody this year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why everybody says Drake May. But what Matthew Stafford is doing at his football old man age. Last night, did you see how much gray he had on him?
Yeah.
Like, holy cow, when did Matthew Stafford get old?
Grecian formula.
I think that's the right call, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
For Stafford winning it. And then, most importantly, if you're a Rams fan, he said he's coming back next year.
Which I think is good for the Rams, obviously, good for football. Just love his family, love his 4 daughters. You wonder, did they have a fourth because he desperately wanted a boy?
Yeah, exactly.
I was looking at big families and they're all one sex. It's like, were you trying for another one?
That's I don't think that way. But yeah, that is a good
I
point.
think normally, Steve, you know.
Well, I have a boy and a girl, and then I was like, done.
Yeah.
Got what I needed. Time to move on as well. So the question is, I see, now that Stafford's coming back, is there a chance you go? So here's what I don't understand. March 10th, 2025, Jimmy Garoppolo signed a 1-year deal with the Rams. Is Jimmy Garoppolo going to be available here to possibly come here to Arizona and be that stopgap quarterback? Would you be okay with that? He's obviously worked with LaFleur this last year. They know each other.
Tell me this. Do you think the decision's already been made about Kyler Murray?
I do. I think they made this decision months ago.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
When they sat him and just said, you're not going to play anymore.
Here's the interesting thing. I haven't said this on air. I was telling to Autumn the other day. I'm watching stuff on when LaFleur was hired. I'm watching all these national people talk and everything, the Ian Rappaports and those guys. And all along, everybody was talking about Kyler Murray's injury kept him out all last year. And I believe it was Ian Rappaport. It might have been somebody else, so don't quote me on this. But they literally said, well, quarterback position. And they came out and they said, well, remember, Kyler Murray got benched halfway through the season. That was the first time I've ever heard anybody in national talking say Kyler Murray was benched.
Right.
That tells me, one, that's been blessed that he can say benched. That's how it works in there. Cardinals say what they can say. First time you're hearing that, and are we going to start hearing that more and more and more because it's leading to his release? If you cut Kyler Murray because he was injured, you can get some backlash. You cut him because, hey, we benched him last year.
Right.
It's a different viewpoint of why you're letting him go and eating that money out there. I believe that decision was made as an organization. I'm not even 100% sure Gannon was in on that decision. It might have just come from above of, we're tired of this nonsense.
Monty and Michael.
Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe Gannon went to them and they were like, all right, fine. And I just don't think you can go back on that, especially with somebody with Kyler Murray. You think Tom Brady's sensitive. Kyler, oof.
You haven't heard hide nor hair from him.
Which tells me he's gone.
No Twitter.
No, he's post stuff.
Has he?
He posts
I
stuff.
mean, I don't follow him, but usually
Yeah.
he's tough.
No, that's it. That's what tells you he's gone. If he was going to be the quarterback of this team, he'd still be the face of it.
Did he scrub his social
No, not
media
yet.
from the Cardinals?
But he would also, wouldn't you be around? You might not have been there for the coach's press conference, but aren't you there working out? Aren't you doing off-season stuff with the team?
Not this early.
Oh, he did last time when Gannon was hired. He was in the building, but he was rehabbing
Yeah.
from the knee surgery. Aren't you doing something like that, though, Dale? As the leader of the team? Aren't you doing something? I'm just saying. No, I think the decision's made. And I'll say it even farther. The decision's mutual. This isn't one of those, one entity's tired of the other entity. I think they're both like, it's time. Get out of here. So is Jimmy G an option? I would not be opposed to that option.
Would you rather have Jimmy G than Brissett?
Brissett as a backup? I think that'd be beautiful.
But starting, you'd rather have Jimmy G.
I don't think Jimmy G's the greatest guy on the planet, but I like Brissett. It's just he's shown he can't get you over that hump to the winning side of stuff. Jimmy G can. So can you get 3, 4, 5 extra wins with Jimmy G as your quarterback? Interesting.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Again, I got to be honest. I have not watched enough of Jimmy G to make a educated.
Yeah, no, you didn't even know they made the Super Bowl
opinion.
a couple years ago. The Niners. Jimmy G's problem is,
First of all,
he likes the OnlyFans models.
Well, first of all, is the problem is people call him Jimmy G.
Well, because Garoppolo.
I understand.
A lot of G's in there. Other football news, Buda Baker last night won the Art Rooney Award for Sportsmanship. My favorite part of this award is the Cardinals put a video out of Buda Baker just nailing guys on the football field after he wins the Art Rooney Award for Sportsmanship. Because he helps them up after he kills them.
He does it in a respectful manner.
It just kind of made me laugh how he's taking down Aaron Rodgers and he's like hitting somebody else like super hard running across the field. I mean, nobody disputes Buda Baker's a sweet human being, absolutely amazing guy. Not a mean bone in his body except for when he walks between those lines. But he did win that Art Rooney Award for Sportsmanship yesterday as well for the Cardinals. And, of course, then we find out the Hall of Fame entrance that happened last night, the guys that got their call. And I'll tell you this, when they knock on the doors or they meet them, like Luke Kuechly, they show when they first find out. They know in advance if you don't know. That's what we were kind of alluding to the other day. Because they film when they find out. It's usually somebody they know that's in the hall that meets them. Luke Kuechly, when he walked into his house, he just walked into his house and he sees the guy sitting there and he goes, "Hey, Pat." He puts his keys down like normal. He's like, "Hey, Pat." He knows, you know what's going to happen, but you could just tell he's like shocked, like,
right?
Say it, right? And then Larry had he went to a fishing boat and. Moss was there, and he's like, "You know why I'm here," and everything. They do a big thing, and then they do a show about it and whatnot, But the ones that are just always more special, because the guys like Larry and Luke Kuechly and Adam Vinatieri was like super shocked, but kind of controlled himself. He's a kicker. What's he gonna do? Drew Brees, they know it's coming, right? But the older guys that have been waiting for years that get the call, I think that Ronnie Lott was more excited than Roger Craig was, that he got to knock on that door and tell him he's in the hall.
Well, let me tell you what I think it is. Number one, I think it's Ronnie Lott being genuinely, unbelievably excited for him. And I think for Roger Craig, it's more of a relief.
Yeah.
Like I've been waiting for so
That's
long.
I find watching the videos of the older guys that have been waiting more special than I do the guys getting in on first ballot, second ballot, third ballot.
Because Drew Pearson got voted in last year or the year before.
It was one of those two.
And he had been waiting for years and years, and he just broke down in tears.
Yeah.
It's almost like your name's mentioned every year.
But even when Pearson got in, I can't remember who introduced him, was more excited, I think, than he was.
Because, again, I think it was Drew Pearson's just relief and all that. Because after a while, these guys, you kind of brace yourself.
Yeah, well, you don't expect it, right?
You're saying, you know what, I'm not going to get my hopes up again. I'm not going to get my hopes up again. And then when it finally does happen,
and I like how they surprise him. That's amazing. Like Luke Kuechly, it was literally like walking in from the grocery store. And he's like, what are you all doing here?
Film crew.
Yeah,
Let his wife say, "Hey, honey, we need some eggs."
Yeah, exactly. Go get some eggs. I need some eggs.
Go to the
Like,
store
you can
far
even
away.
you can even see him like put his car keys like on the counter, like he probably does every time he walks in the house while he's like trying to like process what's about to happen and stuff. But yeah, the older ones are always great, man. And Ronnie Lott was even they do a little teaser on the show, and Ronnie Lott was like, and Roger Craig was like, "I'm joining you guys, seriously." Like he was excited because he gets to join those guys. Roger Craig, of the veteran senior guys, I can't believe he wasn't put in before, but he was an anomaly back then. I forgot he played. I always remember him in like the 88 years, because that's, I was 11 then. But I forget how good he was like in 82, 83. Like that was late end of his career when he was doing all that stuff. But, he did things that weren't done before, played like a fullback, even though he was a running back. It was a deal. So I can understand those guys kind of being convoluted to get in there, but I think they made the right decision with him. Now, LC Greenwood and that, I'd have a bigger argument about them, but it was just fun to watch that if you did not see that out there. But as I said, we got one, Dale. Of course, Aeneas Williams. We got earlier a few years ago as well. Of course, he went and played with another team. But Larry Fitzgerald gets the call last night as well. For him, his dad was very emotional, very excited about it. Made it about himself a little, but that's what his dad does. It's amazing to watch, especially for me, because I sat in that stadium for a lot of years and watched that man, the way the crowd reacted to him, the way you just go catch balls in the air. It's fun. It's fun to have somebody of our own in there fighting.
Yeah. Well, and one of the better guys.
That's the thing. You don't have to be like, oh, he's a jerk.
No controversy, no Deflategate, no squeaky clean image.
Here's the thing. I think mostly when you say no controversy, he's even the guy that went through a lot of bad quarterbacks. Didn't complain. Didn't ask to be traded.
If you ever look at the list of quarterbacks he caught a pass from,
I had it yesterday. And
it's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Most receivers, like Justin Jefferson last year, started to complain a little bit because he wasn't getting the ball.
Yeah.
Larry never did that. Ever did that as well. I mean, NFL 100 all-time team, Hall of Fame all-decade team as well for him. Walter Payton, Man of the Year 1 year, 11-time Pro Bowl selection, second in NFL history in receptions and yards. Dale, who's he behind for that?
Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice. Yeah, I think that being second alone makes you a Hall of Famer, to be honest with you. All-time leader in a bunch of categories. We could sit here and give his stats left and right. This was a bona fide, no-brainer choice for a first ballot Hall of Fame. His induction speech is going to be amazing and everything. And like I said, I give people a hard time because a lot of people do know Larry Fitzgerald. He's a very kind man. Bruce Cooper told the story of around Thanksgiving time here when he comes on this program, and he told the story about what he does around things. He doesn't do it for the notoriety. He's a very generous human being, very nice to everybody out there. And so I give the media a little bit of things because they're all like claiming him now, like, me and Larry. But I get it because Larry makes you feel that way when you're around him and stuff like that. So we finally got one, and everybody knows this, but I'll repeat it. Stat of the all time. He ends his career with more tackles than drop passes.
As a wide receiver, that's saying something.
It's like 47 to 29. Well, that's because your quarterbacks were throwing a lot of interceptions. My memory of Larry Fitzgerald, like you have the 2001 Diamondbacks, which I think if you were around for that would be your number one sports moment as a Phoenix fan.
Right.
Because just the silence of that ball hitting the ground, the way you lost those games in New York, deal. But the one that'll always stick to me, partly because I was there, and he was running towards us. Larry Fitzgerald with that run in the Super Bowl.
Did you have your arms open?
Yeah, you might be able
run
to
to me, Larry.
He actually was. He was running down the kind of like the middle, and I was like, and we were on the left side. He ran down on the field, his left on the field. We were on the other side of it, but I mean, he was coming towards us, and we could see there was nobody there, and everything, and we could actually see him looking up at the board at the screen behind us. Like you see him running, and he'd be like this.
Anybody gaining on me?
Nobody could catch him and everything. And then he ran along the sideline. You probably see it sound like we were like 5 rows up right there as well. But so I remember that the most, and that's my lasting memory of Larry in terms of what he's done on the football field. And there's a ton of ones like that against the Packers. getting wide open with Carson Palmer scrambling out of there and that playoff run, catching that ball and running it down. Just all around first one, and like I said, he's one of ours. That's what makes it. I think that's what makes this a little bit more special than. Loved Aeneas Williams, loved him to death, but I think Larry just steps it up a level, just being here the whole time.
Well, I think that's what it is. It's name another. How many guys have been made the Hall of Fame? But is it because of being in Arizona, or is it being with the Rams, or is it being with Arizona, or being with another team?
Yeah,
and
they split the time. Yeah. Like Kurt Warner's a famous one.
Yeah,
where Kurt Warner, great, you're in the Hall of Fame, but you're not a Cardinal Hall of Famer.
Right.
I mean, yeah, you did great things here, but let's face it, you're in the Hall of Fame because of the Rams. So it's great. Good for him. No, seriously, good for him. It's going to be a fan. I'll pay attention to the Hall of Fame game this year.
I wonder with all the controversy this year, if the Hall of Fame committee is going to change some things.
They need to change the voting back to the way it was, where it's just you vote for people, and let's say it's 5 people get in. You vote for people, top 5 get in. Get rid of this 80%. You have to hit 80% to get rid of that nonsense.
Or say that there's not a limit. If you get over 75%, you're in. Yeah. And there might be 7 of you this year.
I read Eli Manning made top 15, but he didn't make top 10.
Right.
Really? It would have been interesting to see what it did with Phillip Rivers, what the numbers did with Phillip Rivers in there. Of course, he got out when he went back. But Drew Brees is a Hall of Famer. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But does the Belichick situation taint this class? Because your buddy Troy came out. I saw an ad where he said Belichick not getting in as a first ballot Hall of Famer is going to taint this class. I just gave it to you. Drew Brees, Adam Vinatieri, one, if not the best kicker of all time, definitely top 2.
Yeah. Far as clutch kicker, the best.
Luke Kuechly, which say what you want, played 7 years? But the most dominant linebacker in the league in those time periods and stuff to that effect. Does Belichick not getting in and the way you found out about it, does it put a black cloud over this class? Like your buddy
for
Troy
me,
says. Yeah.
It doesn't. But I can see for some people that it might.
Yeah, I agree with you. The guys that got in, these guys deserve to be Hall of Famers.
Uh-huh.
So if it would have been somebody that probably shouldn't be in, then yes, then you'd be like, what are we doing? But all these guys deserve to be in, so I don't see any black cloud of it. And I'll also say this: thank God Belichick leaked as early as they did. Could you imagine if we found out last night?
Then all the attention would be on that.
It would. So the Hall of Fame's all pissed off that voters broke rules and did all this stuff. No, they're damn lucky that it leaked, because that would have been the talk all last night, all today. Would have been who didn't get in more so than who did get in. And that's the sad part. You got to focus now on the guys that did get in. 2027 class of Hall of Fame first-year guys. You ready for this, Dale? For next year, Rob Gronkowski. Hall of Famer, not a Hall of Famer? Did he play long enough?
I don't think. Well, if you're going to tell me Kuechly played long enough, then Gronkowski played long enough.
I think Rob Gronkowski kind of changed the tight end game, didn't he?
And when you change things, when they change rules for you, or you change the way the position's played,
I think that's what gets him in. My initial reaction is no, he was a gimmick, but then go back and think about it. He's not going to be a first ballot guy. I think he's might get hurt with that Patriot stink out there. But Gronk, I think he's a Hall of Famer when it's all said and done. There, Ben Roethlisberger.
I think I would put him in there.
A first ballot?
No, probably not.
Do you put Eli in before Ben?
Yeah, because he's now been eligible for a couple of years.
Yeah, I think I'd put Eli in before Ben also. Both Super Bowl wins, but I don't put them at that level of dominant. Drew Brees, I think, should go in before them. But I don't know if I put Ben up there. He's a Hall of Famer, but I don't think I put him up there in must be in immediately type of a position. There, Adrian Peterson.
Go in as Arizona Cardinal.
Is he a Hall of Famer?
I think he's a tweener.
I think he's as close to getting into the Hall of Fame with being on that edge.
Yeah,
if he's a Hall of Famer, I'm not going to complain, But if he's not, I'm not going to complain.
I'm gonna listen to his case.
I think he's good enough though to be on that edge. He was Remember how dominant he was?
You know, real quick, because you had said Luke Kuechly.
Yep.
He played 8 seasons.
Yeah. Oh, is it 8? Okay.
8 seasons. He was a 7-time Pro Bowl selection back when it mattered.
Yeah.
And not Shedeur Sanders Pro Bowl, back when it kind of mattered.
Yeah.
And a 5-time All-Pro.
Yeah. He
pretty dominant.
And he played for a team where he got lost.
They went to one Super Bowl, didn't they?
Yeah, with Cam Newton.
Yeah.
And got blown out. But I think my problem with Kuechly was I was like, oh, he might get buried a little bit because of where he played.
Right.
But no, don't make a mistake. He was dominant on that side of the football. Richard Sherman's coming up this year. Legion of Boom. Now, was he that good as a cornerback because it was the whole Legion of Boom?
Right.
Or is he a Hall of Fame? I tend to think Richard Sherman was that good because of the whole defense.
Well, it's one of those things that obviously if I'm on the committee, I'm going to sit down 10 months from now and study their careers a little more closely. But just off the top of my tongue, I would say iffy.
Yeah, to me, that defense was so good. I'm not sure that and we've seen that before. How many of the Dallas Cowboys offensive linemen are in?
Right.
How many of the Steelers offensive linemen back in the day are in?
Right.
When you're in a group, you tend to get penalized a little bit. I'm wondering if that'll happen with Richard Sherman. Cam Newton, to me, no. Which he'll say that's racism on why he doesn't get in. Antonio Brown, he should be in the Hall of Fame for craziness.
No.
There should be a wing for craziness. Then we get to Andrew Whitworth. You're an offensive lineman.
Again, he played a lot of his career in Cincinnati, and nobody paid attention to him.
Yeah, but the Rams don't win that Super Bowl without him.
And they said that they wouldn't win it without him. I think that he gets in. Again, I don't know if any of these guys are first ballot.
Yeah, that's the problem. Le'Veon Bell?
He's a Roger Craig kind of guy.
Yeah, and I feel like his career wasn't long enough. He ruined his career with all the shenanigans he did with, trying to get out of Pittsburgh and all of that stuff. He probably would have had more successful years if he was there. Yeah, and then it's a bunch of guys that, Deontay Hightower, Ryan Kerrigan, Joe Hayden, Malcolm Jenkins. But yeah, so that's your new guys coming up. So who's going to get pushed down, of course, is the question as we go into 2027 as well. So, hey, Hall of Fame, congratulations, Larry. That's fantastic. Dale, before we move off of football here, we'll take our break and get into the Suns, and I got an NHL thing for you and everything. Who wins the Super Bowl, Seahawks or Patriots?
Real quick, the other modern-day finalists didn't make the Hall this year, but they'll be back next year. Jason Witten.
Oh, yeah, Jason Witten's the one,
Frank Gore, Marshall Yonda, Terrell Suggs, T-Sizzle.
Terrell Suggs.
T-Sizzle.
I read, now they don't tell you the votes, but you can kind of gather it when you talk to people. I read Terrell Suggs was the one that was just outside looking in.
Yonda, Anderson, and Suggs are automatically finalists for the class of 2026.
That's how close they were.
Yeah.
To me, Terrell Suggs is a Hall of Famer. Terrell Suggs is getting into the Hall of Fame. It's just a matter of when it's going to work out.
If you ask me who's going to win the Super Bowl, I'd say that Seattle wins. I wouldn't give 5 points.
You would? You think it's going to be close?
I think it's going to be close.
Yeah, Seattle by double digits coming up here.
You haven't changed your mind?
Nope.
Didn't do any more film studies?
No. All I've done is read about how the Patriots have miraculously done this several times with Tom Brady. Is Tom Brady playing in this game, Dale?
He'll be there.
Give me the stats of what this team will do coming up is my question. But nope, Seattle, double digits, 10-point plus. I just don't know how the Patriots are going to score. NBA talk, college football stuff for you guys. Oh, boy. Diamondbacks did something. I understand why they did it, but damn you, D-backs. Come on back, folks. Main events. we're back here. Main event. Woo, don't forget the Real Matrix posting on demand here at Robat TV at 10 o'clock, episode 16. Catch that's hitting the podcast system. And I'll announce it now. We're still finishing putting the page together. We had to move it off of YouTube here because YouTube, well, whatever you want to say about that. It's moved over to Rumble, and it'll be available later on today as well. All 16 episodes will be there as well. Just search either TME Media, which is the production company, or, of course, Real Matrix, and that'll pop up for you. As it's a slow process getting all those 16 episodes into that, but it's being worked on today. It'll be up there later on. But podcast, noon. Rumble as we get all 16 episodes finished up there. I think we're up to episode 10, Dale, uploading here, 10 or 11. We got to get to 16. And then, of course, Robat TV here, 10 o'clock is where we release that coming up as well for that. So we both have the Seahawks winning the game. Where are you watching the game at, Zips?
No, we have a tradition at the Hello Stray family. We go out to the open Sunday.
Yep.
And then we've kind of rotated between Hillary and Scott's house and our house.
And go back and forth. Which house is closer?
Hillary and Scott's closer.
But you also have all that traffic.
Yeah. So we're going to our house this year, plus Hillary's pregnant. And, that.
She needs to just put her feet up
yes.
and relax.
Come on.
Scream at the television.
Fight through it, Hill. Hey, don't tell me about the pain. Show me the baby.
As of now, I'm going out to the open, and then I just go home and we watch it at my house.
You grilling anything? You picking up some nice steaks?
Order in.
You could grill them during halftime?
Yeah, or order in. I usually fall asleep around halftime. That's usually my secret. Right there at the end of the second quarter, taking my nap, wake up after halftime, catch most of the third and fourth, all of the fourth quarter.
Do you just fall asleep on the couch where everybody is, or do you go up to your room?
What do you mean everybody? It's just going to be me and Autumn this year. Kids are at their mom's this weekend,
so
it's just me and Autumn this year.
You're not inviting any friends over?
No, I don't want that. Nonsense.
All right.
No, I want to watch the game in peace. I want to pay attention to the game, not have...
As you're sleeping?
Yes. Through osmosis. College football news really quick here for you, Dale. For a conference that gets a lot of money, they sure do suck anymore. SEC announced a revenue distribution of $1.03 billion to the SEC 16 schools. This is for the 24-25 fiscal year. That ends August 35th, 25, if you don't know how colleges work. So $72.4 million is what each school is going to get.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Not a bad day's work, Stephen.
It's also $18.6 million above the previous year's average, which was a debilitating, just unbelievably low, $53.8 million.
How are you going to survive on that, Steve?
I know. So SEC payouts, maybe they'll start playing their players so they can get good ones again and start winning championships again, Dale.
I've heard more than one person now, and it's funny because they say it just kind of flippantly. Yeah, now that everybody can pay players, the playing field's level. Okay.
It's not wrong.
Okay.
Not wrong. So SEC, the rich gets richer from them. That's all the trade contracts and all that said as well. I saw yesterday, just a little blip that popped up, Marcus Arroyo, ASU's offensive coordinator. I haven't taken it to Drew Penzing levels with him where, he must go. But that Arizona State offense struggled last year, especially in the red zone. And a lot of factors. You didn't have Cam Scatterboos. You didn't have the tough running game. Quarterback, got hurt, allegedly, in a game out there. So, there's some issues there. But then we talked about it in the Sun Bowl. All of a sudden, Kenny Dillingham's calling plays for the Arizona State team. Yesterday, it comes out, Marcus Arroyo interviewing for the Giants for a role in their offense there, New York Giants. The amount of comments underneath those posts were pretty amazing.
By the way, I will tell you this. I'll tell you off the air, but I had some in-depth conversations about ASU football with a couple.
Oh, with the guy that used to work here?
A couple people. No, with some people in the know.
Yes.
And I'll tell you off the air.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, that's after the Sam Levitt basketball thing. I feel like we got to be more careful on what we talk about because I don't know. It's weird. It was a weird thing.
Yeah, but from two people that know a lot more.
I got it directly from somebody that knows what happened to Sam Levitt.
Yeah.
And then just everybody that was denying it was like, wait a minute, this is weird.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about media people to, I understand the coaching staff and everything, but media people sticking to that narrative. And I'm like, well, media people knows the people I know. So I know, so it's weird. So yeah, tell me off air. And if we need to, I'll go live with it. But then the comments under this Marco Arroyo interviewing with the Giants, New York Giants, by the way, was amazing because people were like, "Can we help him pack?" Oh, thank God. So I think a lot of people registered just how that offense ran last year. But also, isn't the writing on the wall when your head coach takes over play calling for a bowl game?
Yeah, and you got to also look at the whole kit and caboodle. I mean, again, the offensive line was not nearly as good last year as the year before. No,
I get it.
You lose your starting quarterback. There's disarray that some of us didn't know about.
Yes,
that went on.
Yeah, that's what he's learning.
And so I think it's more than just the play caller.
Yeah.
Now, again, you're going to go down with the bathwater.
But I'll say this: that offense was rolling in the Sun Bowl. Same situation. They were missing a lot of guys, a lot of young kids playing in that Sun Bowl. And it was moving up and down the field. Highest scoring Sun Bowl in history, Dale. You didn't see that during the regular games, if you know what I'm saying? So something definitely changed, and it was noticeable out there. But something to pay attention to there as well. Yesterday, just middle of the day. Did not have this on my radar. Diamondbacks trade Blaze Alexander to the Baltimore Orioles. Now, initially, you're like, what? Fan favorite Blaze Alexander?
Yeah.
The guy that's done everything for this team and been one of the young guys that has had success in the big leagues, unlike Lawler, for instance. And you knew he was going to kind of platoon into the outfield. Now, they got back a young pitcher from the Orioles who had success last year, reliever. So they got a position that they need. So you can't be upset about it. It's just more of the shock that Blaze is the guy that goes. Which it brings me up to this question. And then later on, we found something else out about the Diamondbacks. We'll talk in a minute. But I raised this question yesterday with Blaze. Does that tell you the outfield, they've seen him practicing in the outfield, and they're like, oof. Because they have a log jam in the infield, and he needs to move to the outfield in playing time. Does that tell you that maybe he's struggling a little bit in his outfield?
Well, it could be that. The other thing that I heard, and again, I'm not following this stuff as close as you are, but the one thing I heard is that this is one of those few trades where both fan bases are not happy.
Yes, because I can tell you, Orioles fan, because he's a young stud reliever.
Yes.
And pitched had like a 1.3 ERA last year for the Orioles. Yeah, both sides are upset about it. Both fan favorites.
From my viewpoint, because I don't play favorites. Who's going to help me win games?
Yeah. Well, Blaze can help you win games. That's my point.
He can. Now, will you forecast him? How big of a role is he going to play this year?
I think that's the problem, because then we find out Jody Jackson put out on Twitter yesterday, Mike Hazen affirms that the majority of work for Jordan Lawler will come in the outfield.
He gets hurt playing in the infield.
So their Tawa is going to be an outfielder? I would have rather seen him get rid of Tawa than Blaze Alexander personally, but you have options to you're concerned about and stuff. Like Lawler's only got one more year of options, and then they're gone.
Well, and maybe the Orioles didn't want him.
Well, that's issue number two. They wanted Blaze Alexander, obviously, right? And you're willing to purchase on that. So you have, this is a nice problem to have. You have too many infielders that can play, which means you're short. So you guys have to move the outfield. And now you're batching up the outfield by putting Lawler in the outfield on top of everything else. And then at some point, you're going to get Gurriel back from that knee injury. He's going to be your outfielder as well. So it makes sense why you trade him. It's just that's the name I did not see being traded. And Alec Thomas, I would have been like, oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, and then you get him returned. What have you been belly aching for the last 5 years?
No, that's why I'm mad at, because Chris Lewis, my buddy, he's filled in for me before when I was at the radio station and stuff, and been on the radio here in the Valley. He retweeted. He's like, I'm not upset about this. No, I'm not upset about the trade. I understand the trade. You need that position. You got a young stud reportedly coming back in a position that you need in the bullpen. So I'm not mad at the trade, but Blaze Alexander is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
and he's a fan favorite here. He worked hard. He took that ball off his elbow last year and went back out there, played the next day, whereas Martes, had wind at his back and had to take a week off or something. Blaze Alexander was just a fan favorite, and that's what I didn't like about the trade. I understand it. It was the right trade for the Diamondbacks to do, just anybody, but I would have been less upset if they would have traded Lawler or Tawa.
Well, and that's what's always so funny to me whenever the trade deadline comes about, whether it's the NBA or baseball or whatever. Hometown fans always go, well, maybe we can give them a 12th round pick for their rookie of the year. Or maybe we can get, Kyler Murray will draw us a 1, 2, and a 3. And it's like, no, the other team wants something back.
Which brings me to that question. Did Blaze not look good in the outfield? And they're like, ooh. Or that's the guy that the Orioles wanted, which is a testament to Blaze. Because, if you float Lawler out there, or they said, we want Lawler, like, hey, how about Blaze instead? So you save Lawler. So that stuff happened. So it's not the fact that they traded it. They needed to make that trade to get that stud of a bullpen kid.
Right.
It's just more of it's just like, oh, that's not the guy I thought we were going to be losing. Like, you're going, hey, how about Alec Thomas? And they're like, no. You're like, how about Alec Thomas? Hey, we have this kid named Thomas on our team. Are you interested? They're like, stop.
What's his first name?
Yeah, they're like, what about Tomas? You like that? You like him? So that's what I'm upset about. Is just we lost a fan favorite there, even though they did pick it up. But Diamondbacks making some moves here. Of course, we're still waiting for the Gallen news to come out. Who's he going to sign for less?
Boy, I try and put myself in that position where your agent's telling you you're going to get like a 5-year, $125 million
$30 million a year.
$25, $30 million.
On a guy that makes $19 million, $20 million.
And you are so excited, and you buy a new house, and your wife is clothes shopping, and now it's.
Can he come back to Arizona? Because he ain't going to be the number one.
I don't care where they slot him.
No, that's my point. And from his perspective, he's been the ace the last couple of years. Do you come back? Then you have to come back with your tail between your legs because you're signing for less than you thought you would get, and then you're not the number one guy anymore.
Yeah, but maybe that takes some pressure off you. You go out and you have a hell of a season.
That's what I said last year. When they didn't have Burns start the season, I went, you needed to take – Burns wants that pressure.
Right.
I don't think Gallen necessarily does. Or he might want it, but he's not made for it like Burns is. But Gallen's going to be interesting to see where he ends up at here. Because wherever he goes, it's going to be a disappointing offseason for him. And this is the third year in a row that we've seen Scott Boras clients go through this.
And he wants, supposedly I've read he wants to be signed by spring training.
Which is 5 days from now.
And there are not a whole lot of people banging his door now.
That's the problem. And if they're talking to him, it's for a lot less money. Yeah. So he's going to get one of those deals like what's his name got it with the Giants. He's now with the Dodgers. And then Jordan Montgomery got, a 1 to 2 year deal, maybe a 2-year deal with a 1-year option, something to that effect for the lesser amount out there. Your son's last night, Dale, is you going to take off here? Because you got to go watch your granddaughter do some school dancing.
Got to see her do the airplane.
Yeehaw! I turned it off. Woke up this morning to a big surprise there as well.
14-point lead.
8:57 left. Warriors 79, Suns 92.
14-point lead they gave up.
Final 101-97.
No Steph Curry.
No Draymond.
Well, Draymond played.
Draymond played.
Not
who's the other guy?
But not
they
really.
Were shorthanded.
Well, they also traded away Kuminga. Yeah. But Draymond only had 5 points. Yeah. Anyway, 14-point lead diminished.
They scored 15 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, which is disappointing. Again, I'm always going to temper my thoughts with it's good in my mind that we can be disappointed in something like this. Because last year, if this would have happened, we would have been, well, that happened a week ago. And
I went back and I caught as much as I could of the fourth quarter because I slept through it this morning because I was like, what the hell happened? Here's what I noticed. Isolation basketball. That worries me.
And I'm sure that was just I did see Dylan Brooks hogging the ball a little more than he normally does. I think he was getting him and Curry were talking. Yeah, Curry's not even playing.
Yeah. There was a couple of times where it's like, hey, Brooks, pass the ball. They were switching on him, and he was still trying to dribble it and stuff. They went totally isolation ball in the fourth quarter. No Mark Williams in the fourth quarter. Jordan addressed that after the game. He said, well, that's something we need to look at if we made the right choice there. I'll help you out, sir. No, you did not make the right choice.
Well, Grayson Allen left the game.
He has a knee injury, and this cannot be good.
No.
How long is he going to get out? Then Jalen Green, people are turning on Jalen Green for not playing. They're turning on him.
You got Lindsey Vonn doing the downhill racing with a torn ACL.
Not torn, exploded. They used a different term, but we're going to use the term exploded ACL.
And you got Dylan Brooks sitting on the sideline because his bum hurts.
Hip contusion. I don't even know what that is.
And I heard somebody say because they're afraid it's gonna affect his gait. I got your gait.
So I'm more in last night's game. I'm more worried that they went isolationist.
Yeah.
They went completely isolation basketball. That's what worries me the most about last night. See if they can fix it. When I come back here, we'll keep going. Pay attention to these rotations. If you make a mistake, is Jordan not going to fix it? I believe he will and realize his mistake. I can tell you this. Dwayne Wankin had an interview with Mark Williams in his locker, and he was not happy.
Ooh.
So we'll talk about that some more. Come on back, folks. Main event. Dale's getting out of here. I got you for the next 10 minutes or so. So come and join me. I got to show you the longest penalty readout in the world. And, folks, he got the names right because he used a note card. Take notes, Michael Bidwell. And we're back here, main event Friday, Dale Way. We're like those coaches. If you saw that the other day, Kentucky's coach Pope, was doing his press conference after the game, and he looks at his phone and goes, "My daughter lands in 23 minutes," and he answered a couple questions, and he goes, "My daughter lands in 22 minutes. I gotta go." He gets up and just walks out of the press conference. She was on a 20-month mission for her church, and he's like, "I don't care. I'm gonna go see my daughter." Hey, we're the same way here. I'm not a hard guy. Hey, go watch your granddaughter dance at her school. Absolutely fantastic. Robert does chime in. Don't forget, over the weekend, you're catching us on demand. Of course, catch us live as Harold. Text us 623-252-6670. Hit us up at TME Sports Show on X as well. He says, I think Blaze was their only tradable player they were willing to give up. No, and I don't disagree. Like I said, it's just disappointing that it was him because he's just a fan favorite, works hard, performed at this level. And you got question marks. Tawa's been up and down, right? As he sticks around. Lawler, can he hit? Who knows? Now you're transitioning him to an outfield position. Like I said, that's the only disappointing side. Anybody else's name in that, and I would have been okay with it. It's just Blaze Alexander just kind of hit differently from that perspective. Hopefully I'm explaining it right? On what we're looking at from that side of things. And then, of course, we were talking about the Suns losing 15 points in the fourth quarter. Mark Williams doesn't play at all. Grayson Allen, how long is he going to be out with this knee injury now is the question that we have to look forward to as well. Because you're getting Devin Booker back soon. You're getting Green back at some point for at least a little bit before he goes out again. And then Grayson Allen, though, you need these guys healthy. And they're just going through this injury bug lately. So Hopefully, Grayson Allen with that knee. Hopefully, it's not a long-term one. We'll have to wait and see as well. Over this weekend, tomorrow, Saturday, the Suns play the 76ers at home for the weekend. 7 p.m. Tip-off for the Suns tomorrow. They are just really quick to set up the weekend as well. Arizona State plays Colorado tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. In Colorado for the men's program for Arizona State. As well, we're looking at the women Sunbelt Devils program. And, of course, it didn't load up the way that I programmed it to. I know they play Baylor this weekend. It is tomorrow at Baylor, 15th ranked Baylor as well. 4 p.m. tip-off there for the ASU women's program. Arizona gets back on the court, number 1 ranked Arizona. Now, like I said, their schedule coming up is pretty tough. They have Oklahoma State, which just knocked off BYU at Oklahoma State. Well, Oklahoma State's going to Tucson there tomorrow, 2 p.m. tip-off, and then that's when the Arizona schedule gets tough. Their next game will be Monday against Kansas in Kansas coming up for them. Then you got GCU this weekend as well. They got UNLV tomorrow, 2:30 p.m., coming from Las Vegas as well. Sets you up for the weekend around town. Of course, Olympics kicking off today with the opening ceremony. It's already started. We will have like an Olympic update every day here coming up for the next couple weeks. As women's hockey started yesterday, curling's been going on. Lindsey Vohn's going to get underway here coming up on Sunday Milan time. So I don't know if that means, if you're not watching it overnight, I'm sure they're replaying that on Monday for us here. And that's where I get confused. Look at the schedule. It's like, what is this live? Do I have to get up for this? Waste Management Open going on this weekend as well, obviously. Dale will be out there on Saturday having a good time. I didn't get invited to hang out with his family. Told me to stay away is what he told me as well. But right now, we got some guys moving. Sam Stevens and Matsuyama, they're both 7 under right now. Of course, Chris Gotterup, who doesn't tee off here until 12:55. But he's still leading the tournament at -8 right now. So we do have some guys making some moves here, -5 as well. We'll have to scroll here. I know Scheffler tees off later in the day because he teed off early yesterday. So we'll have to see, man, does he make this cut? Otherwise, Sunday might be a little interesting getting out there to watch that as well. NBA trade deadline, Clippers, what are the Clippers doing is my question. They're having this big run right now and everything, and they trade their big guy out. Obviously, James Harden out as well. I mean, they're dominating with these guys, and now they're trading them. It's like, what are we doing right now? But then the Suns did what we all expect them to do. They unloaded Nick Richards yesterday as well. They are officially below the luxury tax for the first time in like 4 years, 3 out of 4 years. But shockingly, they traded more than just Nick Richards. Nigel Hayes Davis also was traded. Not a bad thing for both of them to go. One, Nick Richards had worked his way out, not playing. Nigel Hayes Davis just wasn't also fitting in, I didn't feel, as well. They're both out. Milwaukee got Nigel Hayes Davis as well as Dieng from Chicago. Phoenix got Cole Anthony from Milwaukee and also Amir Coffey from Milwaukee as well. Their bench guys released. They wanted to get below the luxury tax, obviously. And then Chicago got Nick Richards. Chicago traded all their popular players yesterday as well. Bulls were very involved. Zubac went to the Pacers, by the way, from the Clippers as well, for a bunch of guys out there. So Clippers get rid of some big-name guys moving forward. As we talked about, Warriors were shorthanded last night. Steph Curry ended up not playing, but they unloaded Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield. They got Porzingis back from as well from Atlanta. So they got the big man that they were looking for with Giannis. Milwaukee did end up keeping Giannis, and it was a bad look, I thought. Doc Rivers and some of the Boston players were kind of mocking Shams. Everybody thought Giannis was going, and they're kind of mocking him in their press conferences for announcing that he was going to be gone from there, and then they ended up staying. And I don't know if that's a flex. Giannis keeps saying he doesn't want to be there. You guys aren't winning at all. I don't know if that's a good thing. The other team that kind of shocked me, because Suns are competing against the Timberwolves, the Rockets. Timberwolves made a lot of trades also for guys, at least, as what they did. They got Minnesota got Julian Phillips and Dasunmu. from Chicago. But they also gave up, 4 draft picks over the next several years as well to Chicago. Got the draft picks, Rob Dillingham, Leonard Miller as well, as Minnesota picked up a couple more guys. Obviously, Suns competing with them for that 4th, 5th, 6th spot as well. So big trades all throughout. The Lakers traded for Luke Kennard. Now they gave up Gabe Vincent in a second-round pick here in 2032 to Atlanta for that trade as well. And the other side of it is Chris Paul. I told you yesterday, got traded to the Raptors. And the rumor was, they told him not to report. They said, don't report up here. We don't want you. We're probably going to trade you again. Well, he's still a Toronto Raptor today. So his retirement tour still means, they told him not to report, so that still means he's sitting at home as well. So the big news there in the, of course, the trade deadline and what is happening out there in the NBA. Now we look toward getting the Suns healthy, and we look forward to what the playoff race is going to ensue here. All-Star game coming up next weekend. Devin Booker will be in that, obviously, as well. And then I'll leave you here on this Friday. We both have, me and Dale, the Seahawks winning this weekend. Dale thinks it's going to be a close game. And by double digits, I just mean Seahawks are going to be up by 10 or something, maybe 13. Maybe they push it up to 20, with the late touchdown or something. I think the Seahawks are going to grind the ball with Kenneth Walker III. I think Seattle's going to game control, especially as this game goes on. And I think the Seattle defense is going to, maybe the Patriots will have a good first drive, meaning they'll drive down and score. And I think it ends there. I think the Seattle defense is just too good. Patriots have not faced a defense as good as the Seahawks. Obviously not, because they're number 1 or number 2 in the league of that. The best ranked defense they faced was the Bills, who was ranked 12th at the time that they faced them. I think that's going to be the problem. I don't know how the Patriots are going to score this weekend to keep this game close. I think Seattle's going to be able to move the ball on the ground. I think if the Patriots have to sell out to stop the run at some point, and that's when Seattle's going to be able to go over the top on them, build a lead, and then just ball control the heck out of the Super Bowl here. So Seattle will be hosting the trophy come Sunday as well. And that's why I think it's going to be a double-digit win. It's just for those factors right there. It doesn't mean the Patriots necessarily play terribly. Just I don't know how much they're going to be able to do. Then last night, the Battle of Florida was happening. And this is an amazing thing here. I'm not going to show you the actual fight that happened. Matthew Tkachuk goes out there and starts a fight again. What a shocker there. For Tampa Bay and, of course, the Florida Panthers is what this is. They called the Battle for Florida. We saw the preseason. I showed you this in the preseason where guys were fighting left and right and getting penalties. Well, as I said, pay attention to this. The ref has to make the calls on the game misconducts, who penalties are out there. And he has to write it down because there's so many things to talk about. I'm just saying, make note here, Michael Bidwell. Here's the ref last night. Battle of Florida results after the big fight.
Here come the penalties with Garrett Gray.
Penalties on the play. Florida penalty, number 77 and number 19. Both guys have 2 minutes for interference. Number 23, number 9, and number 6 have a 10-minute misconduct. And Florida, number 42, has a 5 minutes for fighting and a game misconduct for the secondary altercation. And number 19 has 5 minutes for fighting and a game misconduct. Sorry, no game misconduct to number 19. Tampa penalties, number 90, 5 in a game for fighting. Number 38 has 5 minutes for fighting. And number 86, 37, and 59 have a 10-minute misconduct. Tampa Bay
he isn't done.
A 4-minute, sorry, two-minute power plays.
He's like, what is going on right now? He's like, sorry. Oh my God, I love it. The fight was amazing too. But Battle of Florida, man, those two teams hate each other. Isn't it amazing? Is it shocking that something fun happens in Florida and it just ends in jail time? Seems very Florida-esque, doesn't it? Just saying that out there. A couple quick notes for you just to sum up the week here. We talked earlier in the week about the Padres And the settlement of the fight over the team after, of course, the owner died between the brothers and the widow. According to The Athletic, they announced late yesterday the Padres are moving closer to going up for sale. Opening bids are expected to be submitted by the end of February as well. Pay attention. The owner of the Golden State Warriors really wants the Padres. He's a cajillionaire out there. So pay attention to that. Warner's owner, Joe Lacob, I think is how you say it. Pay attention to him possibly getting in the mix here for the Padres. Also, so that's an update for you there. The other thing is we talked about the Rams and them, and the Dallas going to Rio, Rams and Niners, and I told you how I think it's absurd the NFL is doing this to their fan base. But what's even more absurd to me, if you're a baseball fan and you're a Detroit Tigers fan, the largest arbitration contract ever given out was $19 million, 19 and some change $million. Arbitration, if you don't know, is if you're arbitration eligible, you go in, you have an arbitrator, the team tells you how bad you are, you tell the team how great you are. Scooble's a 2-time Cy Young winner out there. And they could have kind of settled around $25 million, but Detroit didn't even try to go up to that level. Detroit was trying to lowball him beyond belief in this arbitration process. So the 2-time AL Cy Young winner, Tarik Skubal, won the arbitration hearing against the Tigers. Biggest arbitration contracts, 19 and some change for 1 year. Well, Skubal's getting paid $32 million this year by winning this arbitration. It does two, and then he becomes a free agent. It does two things here. One, it shows you the Detroit Tigers, what a mess of an organization that is. They could have settled this for cheaper if they wanted to, and they just dug their heels in the ground by lowballing him, and it ends up costing him to the amount, quite frankly, where Skubal probably needs to be paid. If not, that might even be low. So he's at least getting fair market value, probably, or at least closer to it, right, going forward for 2 Cy Youngs before he goes to be a free agent. But what the Tigers also did, arbitration works because it goes off of what previous guys win. He's reset the market for starting pitchers in terms of dollar amounts. So the previous record amount was 19 and some change, 19 million and some change. So now the record has been changed. The standard has been changed. The new standard, $32 million. Detroit Tigers have single-handedly screwed up the arbitration process for every other owner out there. It's going to be amazing to see how those talks go, right? I'd like to be a fly on the wall of those owner meetings coming up when they have to talk to their fellow ownerships and everything from that perspective of it. Happy Olympics weekend. Of course, Waste Management Open as well. If you're going out there, be safe. We'll be out there on Sunday. If you're out there, hit me up on social media, and I'd love to come by and hang out with you for a little bit. So hit us up, would you? As well, just reach out, DM me on, of course, SMAC 500 at the TME Sports Show. We got McCollum on Business coming up at 11 o'clock, Friday edition. As well, we'll get everything posted on demand here, Robat TV for the day. Don't forget, Real Matrix up now, 10 o'clock here at Robat TV, noon on the podcast system, and in Rumble, search TME Media, or, of course, The Real Matrix, and it'll come up for you there on Rumble. We're getting those shows updated now up to episode 16. We had to switch it from the YouTube side of stuff. So that is getting up there today as well. So check it out. See the new episode. The Angry Patriot, wants you to come in with an open mind. And McCollum on Business on Demand coming up, folks. And Pit Stop officially back next week as well. So we'll talk about that. And folks, have a great weekend. Stay cool in the heat. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Enjoy the Olympics from Milan. And we'll see y'all on Monday morning here on The Main Event.